Just breathing the day, yeah, making waves, kicking ass online, can't behave, laughing in the face of wannabe queens, living off memes and caffeine dreams. She's got a bad attitude, can't you see? Foodie beauty, fat flex, but she shapes to be freezing, don't care, facing the screen, ruling girl world like it's her scene. She's got a bad attitude, can't you see? Foodie beauty, fat flex, but she shapes to be freezing, don't care, facing the screen, ruling girl world like it's her scene. Just breathing the day, ain't no one can catch, calling out the fakes, leaving them in the patch. That baddest woman with a smirk so mean in the murky depths of live stream. Tears down the walls with the wit so raw, filters off, can't handle a flaw, sharp tongue blade and a smoldering smile, leaving haters burned, exiled. Just breathing the day, ain't no one can catch, calling out the fakes, leaving them in the patch. That baddest woman with a smirk so mean in the murky depths of live stream. She tears down the walls with her wit so raw, filters off, can't handle her flaw, sharp tongue blade and a smoldering smile, leaving haters burned, exiled. She tears down the walls with her wit so raw, filters off, can't handle her flaw, filters off, can't handle her flaw, leaving haters burned, exiled, living.
Okay, we're gonna cut it off early. Good morning, you guys. I was gonna do a whole gossip stream, which we could still do, but Foodie Beauty and Salah are out and about in Syria right now, so I kind of figure we should watch it. Joe, thank you for telling me she was live. Good morning, Aaron. Hello, Dripping Sunshine. Fashionable, be kind. Shauna, free the people. Toki, good morning to you. Tia, good luck today. Pink stars. Hello, Joe. Hello, Beth. Penny, good to see you. Andrea, hello, my friend. Ruby Soho. All right, you guys. Sniper, hello, hello. All right, let me share the screen. When we get bored, or when you guys get bored, just start pressing one, and that'll be my sign to go to Twitter and talk about the stuff over there, okay? Okay. Her quality sucks really bad for I say that and then look at the shit. Look at the shit. Then my computer stalls out. Is it already over? It ended 65 seconds ago. All right. Well, do you guys want to see what happened? I feel like this was the shortest stream in the world. It was 14 minutes. Oh no, is it back? No, it's still, I don't know what's happening. Can you guys see it? I think that her internet just really, really sucks. Wherever they are. Let me go out and go back in and see if, like, someone said, guys, this is our life now. Okay. No, I think it just cut off.
A lot, obviously.
There's no chat. And then it just ends. This is what we get.
Prepare a meal. Well, don't know. Maybe whenever we get to his house. I'm a brave woman. Yeah, it's more of a dry.
Okay, I'm not trying to be mean, but it looks so fucking depressing there.
Heat, exactly. Like Middle Eastern heat is more dry. Thanks, Mike. Yes, or maybe the olive trees had their leaves. The olive trees, like little pine. They look like this short. I don't know. They're really pretty. Hey, Larry.
Okay. Well, note to herself, another place that I don't ever need to go see. Kuwait's on there. Syria's on there. I mean, not that I would want to go. The olive trees are pretty, I guess. Are those olive trees? I don't know. I don't know that I've ever seen an olive tree. Maybe I have. No, I have. I have. At this place in San Bernardino. I forget what the heck it was called. But it's like this big, giant farm. And they do tractor rides through the, like, fields of stuff. I don't know. It's much prettier than I'm making it sound. They have weddings there. You could go shopping there. People, I think, go wine tasting there. I did not partake in that. Gosh, I think we went during Christmas, and then I went on a tractor ride, and it was actually kind of terrifying at night. I don't know. Anyways, this Cytherea. It actually looks better than I thought it was gonna look. Based on the photos on Twitter, it was all rubble. It's a nicely paved road. I can't say the same for my street. It's like everybody's streets got redone in the city except for mine. I don't know why I'm complaining about my street when I could be worse off. All right. Anyways, that was a fun time. Woohoo, these are her lives now. You blink and you miss it. You blink and you miss it. Good thing we have a lot to talk about over on Twitter. It makes me want to play video games on an old television with Chantal's video quality. Remember how you would have to like hit the TV sometimes for it to play right? I don't know. I'm thinking back of this one TV we had. It was probably the ugliest TV in the world, but boy, do I miss it. It was one of those big square ones that just sat on the floor, and then it had a huge dial. That was like in the 80s. And then obviously we've moved up since then. But it was fun to play games on too. And like, I don't know, it was just the best TV. I miss it. These flat screens can kiss my ass. They're boring. You don't have to hit anything. You don't have to move an antenna to get a good signal. Um, You could be in Syria with Foodie. This is true. This is true. I really just am complaining about my street because when you scooter ride on things, I don't know. It's very scary when your tire like slips in a crack and then your whole scooter like goes sideways. I don't know. It's a very scary feeling, but also it makes me feel alive. I could be worse off. There could be missiles flying over my head, right? All right, Breezy. Get your shit together. Let's go to Twitter. I'm in a yappy mood, I guess. I'm sorry in advance. Well, if she goes live again, can somebody tell me? And we'll pop over so we can be sure not to miss it. I don't know if they said they were going anywhere or what they were doing, other than we got to see trees. We got to see trees and a very nice paved road. All right. And this is better than Canada. Imagine leaving Canada for this. For a few olive trees and a paved road. Hey, Lori. I'll keep watch to see if she comes back. Thank you, Mrs. C. Hello, by the way. Accidentally slipping in any crack can be a bad thing. Yeah, it's a little terrifying. But I've learned things in my old age at scootering. Okay, so overcorrecting and freaking out is when I eat shit, right? When I like think about it too much and then I'm trying to like correct the slide. If I just go with it, then I won't crash. But when I start doing what, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe if you ride a bike, you know what I'm talking about. You just kind of have to go with it because the second you overcorrect is when you're going over the bars or you're falling on your ass or something is happening. Anyway, so Foodie Beauty waddled herself into a war zone. Um, I don't know how else to say it. She's telling us everything is just fine. If we're worried, we just don't understand the vibe there. There's very nice men with guns on every corner who are there to protect. Anyway, she's living in what people think is Law's family home. So there's a whole conspiracy going on about that. We're going to be talking about just how dangerous it is where Foodie Beauty is. We have clips from her vlog she put out, her traveling vlog. Where was she? I forget now, but it'll come to me, okay? It'll come to me. Uh, Istanbul? I can't say. Is that he's Istanbul? Istanbul? How the fuck do you say it? I don't know. Bottom line, she might feel relatively safer now, but the risks are real and constant. There is no Canadian official to help. Security forces can act arbitrarily. Presence with spouse helps, but doesn't guarantee safety. This isn't like visiting another country. It's a high risk environment where a single misstep can have grave consequences. Yeah, I don't think she cares though. For some reason, I think she's special. Yesterday, when she was flashing that cash, it gave me the worst feeling. I think that's when the impending doom feeling started. I'm like, she's such a fucking idiot. She's such an idiot. She would be the person like in a back alley somewhere in Hollywood talking loudly about how much money she has, and she's the person to get robbed. In general, she's not very smart. I don't think she can not run her mouth. I don't think she can keep a low profile there and not draw attention to herself. She's rude, she's crude, she's vile. It's not like you can miss her. I mean, your attention really, if she walks into the area, you're going to be staring at her and paying attention to what she does. I feel like she's going to rage at somebody. We always said she's going to run her mouth to the wrong one day, and we might be seeing what happens soon when she does. All of this is really stupid. I think of all the stupid things she did, right? Like getting 3 STDs wasn't really smart, right? It's right up there with dumb decisions, but somehow this is the stupidest thing I think I have ever seen her done or do. Like, I don't even think when she tried meth, like, that's not even as stupid as this. It's just not. By the way, there's been somebody in my comment section trying to tell me that Syria is on the up and up. They have a whole new regime now and they're great people. I feel like that's Foodie Beauty. She's been in my comment section a lot lately. A lot lately. Foodie, if you're listening, which I know you are, a single misstep can have grave consequences. Okay? Anyways, this is what she was doing yesterday. She looked worse than ever. I don't know. She was going on about how dewy her skin looked and didn't it look amazing? You looked like bacon being fried. I don't know. I think something happened to you on the flight over there. You somehow look more swollen. I don't know what's happening with that one side of your face. Um, but people were talking about how, okay, ChatGPT thinks those are Iraqi dinars. I flat out asked if it could be Syrian money after it said Iraqi, and it doubled down and explained why it thinks it's Iraq money. Mary said, I haven't had much time to look into Foodie today, but I see she's in Syria. Do we believe she's truly in Syria? I mean, she just showed herself driving there. Is it possible? I guess we'll find out. I saw some people wondering if she was really back in Canada. I was like, I don't know. She lies so much. You truly have to question everything you see and hear. 35 whole bucks. AM. That's probably Foodie Beauty. There are landmines that haven't gone off yet in Syria. It's a war zone. Yikes. Well, it just, if anything, shows how desperate she is, right? How desperate she is to be fake loved and claimed. Like, I don't know very many people who would waddle into a war zone. I don't. Just for a man to laugh at you and beside you like a few times a day. I don't know. It's sad. It's very, very sad. Beyond for treats of the Syria files, Foodie says there's no poverty in Syria. In reality, there is food insecurity, and this article says 90% of the country is living in poverty. Somebody told her in her chat, girl, you would hype up a torture dungeon if you ended up there. True. She really would. Mrs. H said, straight jackets for everybody. Somebody told her, I think living in Syria is very cheap. You'll be rich in your place. What about Sharia law? Someone asked. The laws there are very strict and they will harm or even unalive you for something, even like swearing on the internet. Honestly, she is so much braver than I am. You couldn't pay me to be somewhere where I even had to worry about how I was talking online. Like, she's so fucking stupid. Skinny arc incoming? Yeah, she might be forced skinny. I don't think she's gonna get McDonald's like she thinks she's gonna get McDonald's and Taco Bell and whatever else. What is this? Now spreading into other major cities, so HTS enforces strict laws based on its interpretation of Islamic law, severely restricting women's mobility, dress, and public participation. Women must be accompanied by a male guardian to access public areas. Oh my God. And the HTS Morality Police can fine, shame, or detain those who violate the dress code. Women are confined domestic roles, and those who challenge this are harshly punished, with activists and aid workers facing harassment, arrest, and intimidation. Wow, sounds like a good time over there. Without considerable effort by women's rights advocates, Syrian women will likely meet the same fate as their sisters in Afghanistan, Iran, and Iraq, watching as decades of progress are erased in the name of political expediency. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say because I'm scared I'm going to be canceled, but I'll say it. It seems like living there for a woman is a death sentence. Why would you choose to go there? This is somewhere I would escape. What the fuck are you thinking? I don't care, cancel me. I said what I said. It sounds like a death sentence. Or if you're a woman, you probably want to be dead there. You have no rights. You can't go out in public without being accompanied, without having to cover head to toe. No, thank you. Wow. That I'm doing voice to text because I'm working. She is an idiot. Hey, Cryptomaria. Well, the government advised her not to go. She is desperate as fuck. It sounds horrible for women there. It does. Raj Zesty said, okay, hear me out. Is Foodie Beauty a complete dumbass for going to Syria? Yes. But I think her size might actually save her from being kidnapped. The chances of her dying in captivity is extremely high, and the last thing the kidnappers want to deal with is a 500-pound liability. Okay, but if I was a crazed, evil person that got off on torturing people and murdering people and all of that, which it sounds like people are over there, I'm not trying to be mean again, but sounds like the people in control are. Wouldn't you want to get her to see how long it takes her to die or something? I know it's a morbid fucking thought, but that's where my head goes. I don't know. Maybe she would be the first to be kidnapped. Eyelash said Canadians in Syria are fighting to get out, while Foodie Beauty is paying to be smuggled in. What the fuck is wrong with her? Canadian men and children detained in Syria are complaining that Ottawa is not assisting their return to Canada. So people are trying to flee, but she willingly goes there for a man with a 1-inch peen who cheats on her. Please never say anybody is jealous of you ever again. But you couldn't pay me to live your life. Even if you were making 20K a month again, like, it's not worth it to not have any freedom whatsoever. I like that I can go out my door in shorts if I wanted to, and my hairy ass legs. Well, they're not hairy today, but they could be tomorrow, okay? Or next week, and I can do that, and I can have my leg hair blowing in the breeze on a scooter ride if I want to. Like, you couldn't pay me to live where you're wanting to live and how you're choosing to live. People die for freedom, like to even be able to show their hair. I heard women die for even taking the hijab off. I saw a young girl one time on a clip on Twitter. She got like dragged and beaten off. She was dragged off a train and beaten, and she was young. She was dragged off by the morality police. Like, people are dying, and Foodie Beauty willingly goes running there. I don't think she's been sober this whole time. Like, is this not addict behavior? I think she gets off on the high of bad decisions. I feel like I was there at one point in life too. It was weird. It was some weird rush when you're doing something that everybody's telling you not to do. But again, like, I was an addiction when I got off on that kind of behavior. You can't tell me she's sober. I'm sorry. You cannot. You cannot convince me. I think she was high and fucking drunk and on everything in Kuwait. I think she was high in Canada. And I hear she can drink alcohol there, right? Or they have alcohol there. Anyways, she needs to be 5150 or a conservatorship. I don't know what her family, like, they must be done with her or really hate her or something to not have even tried to stop her. Just like, oh, well, you're going to do what you're going to do. We talked about this yesterday. If this was my family member, I don't care. I would chain them to the couch. I'd lock my sister in my closet until she got the thought out of her head of wanting to go there. I don't care because I love her. I love her. And I don't want her dead. Same thing. If my mom got this wild decision, I would hold her hostage too until the thought left her head. I don't care. Send me to jail. I love my mom. I love my sister. I can't imagine them going there. I can't. Even on the days they fucking annoy me to death sometimes, and they think I want to do all their laundry or whatever else. Like, I would never want them to go there. So, what is up with Foodie Beauty's family? If her mom does still care, which she probably does, it's her fucking mom. Her heart must break every day. And she's never going to get a good night's sleep while Foodie Beauty's over there. She won't. She won't. Random Thought said, and didn't she say weeks ago that she needs to live in a country with free speech? If she vlogs, the Al Qaeda terrorist government wants to control what she puts out. Love that for her. Vlogging Syrian terrorist propaganda. And then the post is unavailable, and I don't know why, but maybe if I click on it. Actually, I'm scared. Based on what I saw yesterday, I'm scared to just look at things. I am. I saw somebody get shot in a clip yesterday on Twitter covering this foodie beauty stuff, and I'm not in like a huge hurry to see that again. Miss Robinson said Shins is either in these places based on Salad's old Facebook photos. Do you see how close it is to Israel? They'll be watching missiles like fireworks while snacking on falafels until it starts dropping on them. Yikes. She has a death wish. That's what it is. She just doesn't want to live anymore. She doesn't, right? Somebody who wants to live a long life doesn't go to a place that's a war zone, right? Right? Godspeed said the fact that Chantal thinks she will blend in at 500 pounds with the people not realizing. Syria sits at the IPC Phase 5, meaning there is about to be a famine. It's probably the highlight of her delusion. Good Lord. Prolonged widespread starvation and death with the highest level of malnutrition, complete lack of food access, and extreme social upheaval. Maybe her mom thought if she sent her there, somehow it would save her life because she has to stop eating as much. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Tweet said leaving Syria local rules may apply. While you don't need a Canadian permission, Syrian authorities may restrict your departure. Oh, so she thinks she could just go anytime she wants, and probably not. Especially if you're a married woman. Some countries, including Syria, require spousal permission or other exit clearance papers when a woman leaves the country. Oh my God. Imagine needing written spousal permission, like papers, just to leave the country. These local rules are not Canadian, but they can prevent you from exiting Syria until they're satisfied. Someone said the IPC is clearly a hater. Utah Pug said she's doing the women of that country a gross disservice, sitting there gleefully clapping like a circus monkey. Women literally almost have zero rights there. It is heartbreaking to see the quality of life for its citizens. All of them, men, women, and children. I'm gonna like your comment, but I'm gonna look at your pug because I love pugs. Oh my God, he's so cute. Or she. Look at that face! Alright, you have the cutest pug. Just so you know. Sorry, I was distracted by the pup. Alright, well, again, however you may feel about the United States of America, I feel like lately I've been feeling so proud to be where I am. Seriously. Miss Robinson said, "Welcome to Syria, cutie, the land of nice military gunmen." Welcome, welcome. This was reported today in the website of Syria News. Okay, has Foodie went live again, do we know? The complainant indicated that on June 17th, the director of Soran district and the deputy director of the northeastern rural area informed the residents present in the village that the state decided to preserve Muslim blood to confiscate some agricultural lands in favor of, I don't know how to say that, Iktifa Company. She added that the confiscation process took place without any legal or judicial references, which raises controversy, especially since 95% of the village's lands are owned by the Alawite sect. The complainant attached a copy of the signed contracts, which showed that only 40% of the crop, Aleppo pistachios, was allocated to the landowners, while the investors granted 60% of the production. In case the landowners refuse to sign contracts, their lands are forcibly seized, with death threats against anyone who attempts to purchase these properties from their original owners who have left to other areas outside the province. The residents of a village demand that the government intervene and assume its responsibilities, working to return properties and lands to their rightful owners. They also call for achieving transitional justice through fair and clear trials and do justice to everyone and providing protection for residents from forced and systematic displacement. Wow. Hey, Moonface. She is the most thirsty person I know. Imagine putting yourself into mortal damage for a man who is stealing your money. Incredible. That's what she said, Daisy, but here we are. Did she not realize she would lose common sense followers where she had in the US? Because if World War III does start, Syria is on Iran's side. I don't think she knows much about anything. I think she just believes whatever Salah tells her, that they're going to be safe, everything's fine. They're on the up and up over there. There's new people taking over. The people with guns are there to help and protect. He doesn't love her. He doesn't. If you love somebody, would you tell them to come there? Would you tell them to go to Syria? Even if you were there, if you love somebody, would you tell them to go there right now? He hates her and wants her dead. People are think that People think on Twitter, we're eventually going to get to it. They think that he's having her there to fix up his family home, and then whatever is going to happen to her happens to her. But then he'll have a nice new house for his new wife, and then he'll eventually have a family with that person. It kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. Jacko said, watching Foodie Beauty move to Syria, no insulin, no AC, no running water isn't tragic anymore. It's a cautionary tale of arrogance and defiance destroying somebody in real time. Oh, is this a thread? At some point, you stop feeling pity. She's an adult who scammed charities, manipulated her audience, burned every bridge, chose to risk her life to avoid reality and accountability. This isn't a mistake. It's self-selected oblivion. She's morbidly obese, diabetic, and deliberately living in a country where getting insulin is a coin flip. That's not bravery. It's suicidal denial. People love to say no one deserves harm. Sure, in theory, but if you repeatedly torch every lifeline, refuse to grow up, and run from your own consequences, eventually reality catches you. If that reality is illness or death, so be it. Actions have consequences, that part right there. I'm not cheering it on, but I'm also not pretending she's a victim of anything but her own stupidity. I love this whole thread. She's a cautionary tale. When your ego gets bigger than your survival instinct, the universe stops saving you. Watch and learn, don't repeat. That was actually beautiful. Hold on one second, you guys. I gotta mute. Hello, Sniper. unfortunate, but it's true predicament she put herself into. It's true. Whatever, like every choice we make has consequences, good, bad, whatever. She's had more help than many. She's had more people trying to show her the right way, tell her what she should be doing, telling her this is a bad idea. But she always thinks she knows better. She always thinks she knows better. She's one of those people that just has to learn the very, very, very hard way. And anybody who feels bad for her, I mean, she's choosing all of this. She isn't a victim. She isn't. Yaba said Chantel's not making it home. I'm sorry, but she's not making it out of Syria. I know we've joked about it in the past, but it's seriously over for her. Just Jamie said, what do you think will happen? Yaba said, not sure, but whatever it is won't be good. Caroline's mentality said, I agree, Yaba. Lack of sanitation, electricity, regular health services, apparently no access to her YouTube coin banked in Canada. Nobody in their right mind and the health she is in would put themselves in this position. Flashing said if she thought Kuwait restricted her, then she's in a massive surprise for Syria. There is a reason so many people flee Syria and don't go back. Well, there's a reason Salah's family left, right? Three of the people said 100% agree with Yaba. Yaba knows her stuff. I feel like she's been right about most things she's called with Foodie. Tangri Scott said Foodie bragging about how affordable it is for her to live in Syria almost took Pulpy out. Okay, let's watch this full screen.
Really, really affordable to live here. But it's
You called it. Oh my god!
depends. Some things like gas is expensive, fuel is expensive, like Canada. You got
It's really affordable here to live in Syria.
to pay. Like somebody came knocking at our door, needing money for water and stuff like that. But that's not only about $7 for a full tank of water. Like,
Fuck my shit up.
fun, do look at our movie recipes. Anyway, I'll do like definitely we'll vlog and stuff like that. I don't know if we can go out and
He's adorable. He's adorable.
because of the stability of the internet might not be reliable. But in this room, I have pretty good internet to do lives, so I could.
Oh my god. Chantal, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
do lives at home, but I'll do
She has no
vlogs,
idea.
you know, showing you guys Syria and stuff. No electric. There is electric, but whenever it turns off from what the government gives you,
I thought we were going to go stay in like a nice hotel in Malaysia, and I woke up to fucking Syria.
we just switch it to solar.
Do you want to be thrifty? Do you want to be frugal? Well, the cost of living in Syria.
When I got here, I had a nap with my CPAP, so you can film here.
It's like she's trying to sell us on there. Oh, it's a cheaper way of living. La, 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 la. Okay. Salt and Sass said, adore him. He is adorable. Mrs. Floopabooty said, Chin's packing her suitcase for Syria. I think this is pretty much what it looks like. Where the rest of us pack like plenty of underwear and socks, an extra toothbrush just in case, at least I do. Big on deodorant. Anyways, she has nothing but M&Ms, Snickers, Skittles. Are those Pop Rocks? What are those down there? What are these? What is that little yellow packet? I don't know why I'm zooming in. Why was this the best bubble gum ever, though? Other than that zebra bubble gum, I feel like this, what is this one called again? It's so good. I don't know. The pink one specifically. Anyways, this is probably what it looks like. Laffy Taffies! Do you remember when Laffy Taffies had the little candy crystals in them? How come they don't do that anymore? Or there was like a watermelon one that had little black seeds in it. And I feel like it was the best Laffy Taffy in the world. And you can't find them anywhere. Double tape, that's it. Hasn't showered in at least 2 weeks. Or brushed her teeth. I can't even imagine how her breath must smell. Is any man worthy of going to a war zone for? What would you choose? Yes, no, or maybe. There is one man that is, but he wouldn't ask me to, so there's that. Uh, are we going with no? I love banana. Oh, that one's good too. How can they flush the toilet with no water after Chantal blows out the bathroom? I don't even want to know. All right, we're going no one, thankfully. Maybe was a close second. Luke said, let's think about this. Part-time electricity, no running water, no super high heat, or no, super high heat. So rarely flushing any toilet, she says they have a bidet. Yeah, right. No showers, no gallbladder, so constant bowel issues. Can you imagine her stench? I imagine it smells like a porta potty on a summer day. Yep. If you ever used a porta potty at the Warp Tour during summer, you know the smell. It's a smell you never forget. That's what I imagine Foodie Beauty to be. Well, he said someone's going to count how many potential violations Foodie Beauty will make in the first 72 hours. And they retweeted MJK, who said, good luck, dumb bitch. Earning income through platforms like YouTube while on a tourist visa in Syria is highly unlikely and potentially problematic. Here's why. Tourist visas generally prohibit employment of earning income in the host country. Generating revenue from your YouTube channel, even if passive, could be considered a violation of your visa terms. Syria faces significant economic challenges and international sanctions. The political and economic situation makes it difficult for individuals to earn money legally. In fact, it is reportedly impossible for ordinary Syrians to monetize a YouTube channel within Syria due to these sanctions. Hold on, somebody Googled something similar. No, a Canadian YouTuber cannot earn AdSense while physically in Syria. Oh gosh. So she's already breaking rules and she's been there how long? I wouldn't even fuck around there. I would just stay off the internet and stay inside. That is what I would do. I would take YouTube app off my phone. I would take Twitter off my phone. I wouldn't draw any attention to myself. But this is Foodie we're talking about, so she's gonna die there. She is. Oh gosh, this is how she looks in her travel vlog. Chantal's new video is just her talking at length about how much she loved the air conditioning, hot showers, and other amenities at the hotel. All things she swore she won't mind living without in fucking Syria. She looks terrifying here. Like a talking abscess.
A tour of the room. Yella. Most important thing when you come in, controlling the AC, of course. Duh. A tour of the room. Yella. Most important thing when you come in, controlling the AC, of course. Duh. A tour of the room.
How is she gonna survive without AC? Is she really red and purple here, or is it my lighting? Her size itself indicates Western health or wealth. She'll be kidnapped if Salah doesn't hurt her first. Mrs. C said now she has none of that. Love that, love that for her. I love it the most though. Her voice that looks like a hotel. Well, she uploaded a travel vlog, but I'm just not interested in watching it. I can't even pretend. She said she took a shower. I'm not buying it. I'm just not. Oh, you guys, this is my pasta salad. I make a big batch basically and then eat it like for the lunch for the week or like as a side with dinner or whatever else. I don't know. Sometimes it's just really good on a hot day for lunch. But I like to add different things to try and switch it up. So I added green onions, um, celery, carrots, white onions, mozzarella balls, I think Monterey Jack cheese cubes. I bought it cubed. I don't like cutting cheese. I don't know why, but it's like a pet peeve. I really do not like cutting cheese. I don't like the feeling of it. Anyway, so I already bought it cubed. What else did I put in here? Oh, I was gonna add cilantro. I don't know why I didn't, other than I just didn't feel like it. But I think I'll have to add it next time. Put on some Italian dressing. What else? What else? Black olives. I want to add Kalamata olives because I have some still, so I think I'm going to add that in today. Anyways, if you're thinking of something that you need to bring to the 4th of July potluck or whatever else, this is like the easiest thing you can possibly make, and everybody loves it. You basically put in whatever vegetables you like. You need to get the rainbow colored noodles because if you get them all the same color, it just doesn't look as flavorful, okay? So you need the rainbow pasta. Some people add feta cheese in. I like the mozzarella balls. Anyways, it's amazing. It's good. It feels very refreshing. You can make a shit ton of it and eat it all week. That is my PSA of the day. And it looks really pretty. It just does. Great in the summer. It is. It is. All right, let's keep going. She looks like an abscess even more. Chantal may be not able to film in Syria. If you are filming for a YouTube channel in Syria, you may need a permit if you are shooting in public areas or for non-commercial purposes. She's gonna fuck around and find out, isn't she? Well, I mean, I guess I hope we get to see what no, I don't hope. It's a whole different ballgame over there. Some things I just don't need to see. One day she might just stop uploading, you guys. Seriously. That's the reality of this. But again, she chose it. And Ligma said, how will she control her mouth in Syria? This isn't Kuwait, where she acted as bad as in Canada there. She can't even yell at Salah. He now has more rights than she does. No talking back, no rude remarks on YouTube towards VIBs, no rages, no fast food. It's literally hell. Someone said, I was in Kuwait, Iraq in '04, and my daughter just got back from Syria a few weeks ago. It is not safe. It is war-torn. She will be lucky to leave. This is not a place for a woman who can't control her mouth. Not being mean, but the Middle East is not a stable place. Rand points out that she has no access to her money. Puff said she got away with a lot in Kuwait. I wonder how long it will be this time. I don't think it's going to be 2 years worth of bullshit. I don't. I mean, I've never been there, but it doesn't seem like they tolerate much. So, Kiara said now that Foodie Beauty has planted herself in Syria, she's about to encounter food insecurity and scarcity and on a whole level of her entitled, privileged white Canadian self has never experienced. This isn't quirky content. This isn't a crash diet. This is life and death for millions of Syrians. While she jokes about finally getting skinny, Syrians are rationing bread, paying inflated prices for basics, and struggling with an unreliable access to clean water and electricity. People wait in line for hours for essentials. Children go hungry. Food insecurity in Syria isn't a punchline. It's the brutal legacy of over a decade of war, economic collapse, and sanctions. And to waltz into that reality with a camera and a craving for views, thinking it's some immersive weight loss challenge, is peak tone deafness. This isn't about a mukbang, it's about basic human dignity. Something she seems to have misplaced right alongside her accountability. As much as I dislike her, I don't want to see something horrible happen to her. I'm frightened for her. You know, I think it's a normal feeling to be frightened for her, even though she wouldn't care what happened to any of us. I don't know. I don't think she knows what she's fucking around with, right? I don't think it's just going to be she's kicked out and sent home and told not to come back, right? I have a weird feeling one day she'll just stop uploading, and I can't help but shake that feeling. So, Foodie, I hate you. You've talked about my actual child, so really deep down, I don't give a fuck what happens to you, but you should probably get out of there, right? You probably should. If you don't care about you, at least go home and let your mom have a good night's sleep, okay? I don't know. If you have a death wish, it doesn't have to be like this. There is help, honestly. I know you don't want to change your ways, but rehab is a lot easier than this shit. I'll tell you that much. It is. You should go sit your ass in a rehab. It's safe there. You're safe away from the internet bullies. If people dox you, oh well, it's not like they could get to you. You should probably go there for a very long time and work on yourself. But you won't, so I guess make sure you call your mom when you can and tell her you love her and you're grateful for everything that she's done for you because she might not see you again. I was going to shout out some good music, but it seemed like such a weird time after all of that. But I'm going to do it anyways. These two songs are really good. Sweetness by Jimmy Eat World, Jimmy Thing by Dave Matthews Band. But this specific one, it's like over 16 minutes long, but it's a really good version. I could give you the link if you need it. This is the reality of Foodie Beauty situation. Good Lord. February 15th, checkpoint ambush. February 3rd through 7th, 3rd through the 7th, executions, torture, kidnapping. Oh, good Lord. This is all around her. But it's such a safe place, you guys. January 13th, kidnapping and executions. March 16th, killing and executions. Car bombs. ISIS, oh my Lord. But it's so safe. You just don't understand the vibe, okay? Apparently the vibe is murder, torture, and murder. No, I don't understand the vibe. I just don't. And I don't want to. Meowing for Treat said, I'm just going to put this here to debunk Foodie Beauty's misinformation about Syria being safe now. Everything on this map is from 2025, and just a drop in the bucket. I ran out of space. Disclaimer, these are approximate locations. Yeah, and to give you an idea about distance, oh, come on. It's about a 4-hour drive from Damascus to Aleppo. If I say things wrong, just know I say most things wrong, okay? Okay. Sophie said, thanks for the impressive work. Israeli airstrikes, May 2nd through 4th. This is so depressing. I just don't understand why he's not worth it, right? Why would you intentionally go live there? I can't wrap my mind around it. I can't. I get why people are trying to leave, though. I get that part. I can't imagine going from Canada to this. Canada. Beautiful, peaceful, scenery everywhere. All the beautiful colors in the trees during the fall. Everybody's fucking nice. They yak your ear off if you just try and order something through a drive-through. I saw it on Foodie Beauty's live streams. She would order a coffee. They would yap about the weather, whatever else. That is a vibe, right? Like that's a vibe I get. Why would you leave that and go to this? Why? And then was that in Syria, women must be accompanied by a male guardian to access public areas. HTS morality police can fine, shame, or detain those who violate the dress code. Women are confined to domestic roles, and those who challenge this are harshly punished. Phoebe said, I'm sorry, but can we all please appreciate and enjoy Pulpy when he finds out Cutie was smuggled into Syria? I'm dead. Okay, did we see this one? No, that was a different one we watched, huh? We need some pulpy. This is a very heavy subject.
If you take a flight to Damascus Airport, I heard from other travelers that you need to pay an expensive visa fee. But if you take, a lot of people take the route where you go from Beirut directly to the land border in Syria. I didn't have to pay a visa fee or anything.
She was smuggled.
She got smuggled in.
She was.
You were right. She didn't need to pay for the visa. She hid on a flatbed.
I saw a couple of really obese people this morning here. So, but probably
She had no idea. I'm going to assume that like the immigration office at the border might not have been speaking English to Foodie.
She was seriously smuggled in.
If you have a high school student,
What
the
is
most
it?
important skill to be able to master memory.
Someone that Poopy knew. So he like picked me up at 3 a.m. At 3 a.m. from the Damascus airport.
If she was smuggled in, what are the odds that they're using her to smuggle stuff in her salais anyways? How much can she fit in the fupa?
And then like drove me over the border into Syria. And like we had to wait around and there was an office and I didn't really understand what was going on. They weren't speaking English, but yeah, I just gave them like a wad of cash and then I sat in the back of a truck with a tarp over me while we drove through the rural hills of Syria.
probably nothing more. I haven't been on insulin.
Because she didn't want to pay an expensive visa fee at the Damascus airport. Oh my god.
In a while.
I think she's gonna be on Netflix, you guys. There's gonna be a documentary about this. Like, how could you not make a documentary on this at this point? Like, she'll be the next big Tiger King. Something big is gonna happen. What the fuck is going on with her eye, though? While I was trying to focus on Pulpy, I was looking how one eye is like 10 times its size.
Syria, I didn't have to pay a visa fee or anything.
Do you see that? Like, one eye is so tiny. I think something happened to her when she was on her flight there. I'm not even trying to be mean. Look at that. I don't think that's filters, because she still looks like shit. Not realizing that she was smuggled into Syria and just revealed it to everyone. She doesn't know how to keep her big mouth shut. I'm going to say this again. I think one day she's just going to stop uploading. She will. Piggy said, remember when she first went to Kuwait and tried to convince everyone, thank you so much for being a member for 30 months. And I love seeing little Chachi by your name. Thank you so much. This is going to end so badly. I almost feel sorry for both of these doofuses. Almost. I get feeling almost sorry. But then I have to remember all the shit she's done. Tweet Sarah said, wait a minute. So Chantal, you wanted to go to Syria. He didn't ask for you to join him. Well, that's interesting. She invited herself?
That I came here, babe.
No, because you're brave, I know you.
Were you surprised that I came here, babe?
No, because you're brave, I know you.
Really? Wow, thank you.
I knew that you would make it.
Aw. Thanks, babe.
However, it will be hard for you, but inshallah you'll make it through.
Yeah. I think it'll be hard at first, but if I get used to it.
Yeah, you
Hey, life is a trip. Yeah, they're in a new car. Well, new to them anyways. I thought she said Salah bought it.
need the months.
If I live and get used to the lifestyle here and live like here, I'll be okay. But if I try to go back and revert to living a Western lifestyle in this country, it's not going to work. So plain and simple.
Yeah.
Just be careful. Yeah. Surprised that
I wonder if she'll still be taunting people to do their worst to her. I wouldn't even try, Foodie. I wouldn't even say it. You're in a place where things can end very badly. And it might not end fast for you. Seriously, think about that. Like, I'm not going to be morbid, but it might not be a fast ending. So don't fuck around. Don't draw attention to yourself. I honestly would take time off if I was you. I would take time off. I would stay off the internet. Watching the mania fade away and reality set in on Chantal's face was quite satisfying this afternoon, Fondue said. Syria is not a game, and if she thinks that she could pull a Kuwait Part 2 with no consequences, she is sadly mistaken. Well, then I'm checking to see if Foodie's live again because it's going to bother me. She's not. Okay, so this is how it started. She looks so bad. Oh my God. Chantal, I don't know why I did this to myself, but your gums are receding. That is not good. Your root is probably exposed on that front tooth. You need to floss. I know you won't, but that's because you're not flossing in between your teeth and you're not brushing. Your teeth are literally decaying. Okay. Sorry, you guys, to do that. Anyway, she looks really bad. Her gums are the least of her issues. Tia said she's condemning herself to death. Remember her talking about martyrdom today? He's radicalized her. Oh, martyrdom. Martyrdom. I can't say it. You know what I'm trying to say. It's the word on the screen that wouldn't leave my lips, okay? Three people. Thank you for being a member for 12 months. One whole year. Who would have thought at the 1 year mark we'd be planning her funeral? Love this for her. Love Breezy and Breezy Bunch. We love you too, Free the People. Happy 1 year. All right, let's keep going, you guys. Fat Cow said first rage will be today. Reason? Nobody is happy for her. Motivated by fast food withdrawals, overheating, and the realization that mistakes have been made. Hold on, I think I forgot to show this photo. So how it started, I was distracted by her gums that are receding. Oh yeah. You could see the high of like where she was getting off, making everybody worry about her. And she's like, oh fuck. Yikes. I know I keep saying this, but I think she's going to have a medical emergency. I don't know. She might not be tortured and killed. A medical emergency that might take her out. She looks really bad. Like worse than normal to me. In Foodie's case, yes, martyrdom. She is panicking. I would. Chubbs Hodler said, poor Julia, though. She was better off on the streets of Kuwait than in Syria. Foodie Beauty, Julia won't have access to clean water. Hardly any food and just locked up in a room. This poor cat. Again, this is why Foodie shouldn't have got any animals. She doesn't have a stable living situation. She hasn't for a long time. I hate them. Enigma said once you are physically in Syria, you are also subject to Syrian law and any travel advisories Canada issues. Canadian support may be limited. Even as a tourist, she has to follow Canadian laws. Sending or receiving money through banks that are still sanctioned. Good Lord. Banking and final transactions. Canadian banks may block or restrict access to your accounts if they detect Syrian IP addresses or suspect links to sanctioned entities. Sending money from Syria to Canada or vice versa may be delayed. She's fucked in so many ways. She's fucked in so many ways. Even if she wanted to leave at some point, and Salah didn't want her to, she doesn't have access to her own money. I mean, she's fucked herself over in so many ways. She really has. Now, despite she said he knows the guy. She said the same shit while she was in Kuwait. Now he knows a guy in Syria. Ask me, Salah is shady as fuck. He smuggled her into Syria. He's now allegedly, or he now allegedly has a house in Syria. Imagine being so desperate for love. And again, he's got a 1 inch peen, no job, a bad hairline, a beer belly, noodle arms. The most disgusting feat I've ever seen. Like, she's risking it all for this guy, right? Salt and Sauce said Doc's apartment, like all the others she's lived in Canada, is way too dangerous. Civil War torn area that just had a bombing a couple days ago with limited medical care? Totally fine. Gotta live, losers. That's probably what she tells herself too. Oh, it says Syria is currently one of the most dangerous countries in the world for foreigners. Fat Cow said food shortages and what food there is very expensive. Good for you, Foodie Beauty. Is Syria safe for Westerners? Food shortages are widespread and basic goods are extremely expensive, if they're available at all. The humanitarian crisis has left millions vulnerable, with daily life becoming increasingly difficult for those who remain. I'm your Huckleberry said, shows you how absolutely warped her mind is. She's really like, well, I'll just get really skinny then. Just zero concept of how the struggle actually plays out for people across the world. Duchess said people will see how fat she is and think she is hoarding food. Here's the thing. If people are truly starving over there and she's flashing money and fatter than everybody else, she's gonna get robbed. I'm sorry. She just is. She is not smart whatsoever. And what's Noodle Arms gonna do? He can't protect her. Chantal said, somehow I feel more alive in Syria. I don't know how to explain it. It's because Foodie gets off on the Beezers worrying about her. She's looking for the attention and concern her family doesn't give her. She ran off to a war-torn country, and all they said was,
Somehow I feel more alive. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Somehow I feel more alive. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Somehow I feel more alive. Like,
more alive. Ray's Doctillion said they'll keep celebrating that, and Chantal will just be gone. She literally just hates to be around white people, John said. You think it's because she knows she's actually trash when compared to even below average women? Yes. Yes. She is an imbecile by choice. Hey, Missy, she is. He in search of streams. I wonder if Salah can hire a hitman and actually get away with it. Oh my god. I wouldn't surprise me if he did, to be honest. He seems to hate her. Again, is this a place you would invite someone you love to go to? He obviously doesn't want to see her live a long time. Shell said, if Foodie is in Syria and Syria has banned access to YouTube, how is she going live? Okay, let's read this. Syrian restrictions. The Syrian government has intensified internet censorship and banned numerous websites, including YouTube. Ordinary Syrian citizens face challenges monetizing YouTube channels due to a practice called de-risking by institutions wary of violating sanctions, which could potentially impact your ability to receive any income from your YouTube content if you were filming in Syria. Says safety concerns. Syria remains a dangerous and unstable country due to ongoing conflict. Could be the heat getting to her brain. It could be. Secret squirrel! She sounds like a sociopath. More often than not, they will put themselves in extreme or dangerous circumstances because that is the only way they feel something. She loves horror movies. Thank you so much for the super chat. You might be onto something. You might be onto something. She gets off on the attention of everybody worrying about her. Whereas normal people don't want to make their parents worry or whoever else. Like Foodie lives for that, right? Thank you again for the super chat. Your mom's emotional support carrot said the giant hole Chantal's dug for herself this time. Yeah, it's pretty deep. It's pretty bad too. Fat Cow said, Dear Foodie Beauty, I hope you got your yellow fever vaccination before you traveled. If not, I highly suggest you avoid getting bitten by any mosquitoes. Yes, this vaccine is mandatory before entering Syria, by the way, but she was smuggled in. Seattle said, I'm not sure if she can ERBs. Valerie said she probably doesn't even have a visa. She needs one to enter and when to leave. She's really done it this time. Emily said doesn't matter because she's never leaving the apartment. Well, she just did today. She just did. Oh, you guys, this is Foodie Beauty. Hold on, not this person. We gotta go full screen for this.
Haunted house, and I just had to fix up the hair on one of our props. She's really excited about her new hairdo and she wanted to show you guys, so you better be nice and tell her that it looks really pretty.
There's Foodie.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Tell me that doesn't look just like her. It has more hair than her, but oh my gosh, be kind! Thank you for being a member for 25 months. I'm an OG now. You are. You are. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everybody setting their membership milestones. That character scares my kid. What is it? Are you telling me that's not Foodie Beauty? I thought it looked just like her. Okay, but that woman's hair actually looks really good, that color on her, and it's cute. It's cute. Celestial Mystique said, let's be realistic. Foodie is a likely target for kidnapping. Her size and food shortage area screams wealth, and her flaunting all of her cash on her live was just a dumbass move. If she is kidnapped, they won't hold her long. They'll grab her cash and drop her. Twinsies, it's her twin. If Foodie Beauty and Pete's had a kid. Yes. Yes. Oh my God, it's terrifying the more you stare at it. It looks more and more like her with the one bigger eye, the one's, oh my God. Okay, I need to get away from it. I feel like the image is cursed somehow. Quartz 420 said, honestly, the most surprising thing to me the past few years is Chantal has done so much traveling and long haul flights and not once has had a blood clot or serious illness from it in her physical state. Her brain and body need to be left to science. Yeah, when she goes, they need to save her brain. They really do. Look at her right here, you guys. Mean Kitten said whatever happened to her face happened on the last leg of her trip. The first picture is the hotel, and is at Salah's family's house. The eye changed somewhere in between. Foodie has a definite medical issue there. The eye and brow both changed. Swelling. Okay, to be fair, she could have just turned her filters up a lot right here. But, yikes. But their healthcare is the best, so I just know if she has a medical emergency, they'll be right over and treating her right away. Tink said her face is so fat the filters only work on half of her fat face. I don't know. I think this is weeks of being off insulin and her body shutting down. This doesn't look good. Scary. She's purplish. I thought so too. Like maybe it's my lighting, but she does have a purple tint to her. She looks like a dead person. She looks dead. She just does. The clamminess, all of it. She looks like she died yesterday. Oh my God. Why when I see Foodie Beauty with that new lipstick, all I see is the old Joker from Batman? Oh gosh. Yeah, twinning. That's really sad when your twins on the internet are the old Joker from Batman and whatever the fuck that thing was the egg with hair and a dress. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Oh, this is their healthcare in Syria. The best of the best. According to Salah, this is where the best healthcare in the world happens. I mean, no shade, but don't lie. Salah and Foodie Beauty, don't be dumb and believe it. Wow. I not gonna shame it. Like, I just don't shit on me. Oh no, what is it saying? Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. I was gonna say don't shit on me, but please don't shit on me in general, okay? I'm not gonna be a fan of it. Whatever. Don't shit on me and tell me it's hailing. I don't know. Anyways, don't tell me that it's the best healthcare when it's like a group setting. This looks like a crisis situation where they have to set up and treat a million people at once. Yikes. All right, so this isn't her place, but it could be, seriously. Same couch and everything. I think that fan is a little bit more modern. Tap Found Me said, I have a strong feeling this is exactly what's going to happen. Salah likely has a family home in Syria that was abandoned because of the war, with no real prospects elsewhere. The family may have handed it down to him. Now, with Foodie as his financial lifeline, he'll use her money to renovate and restore the house. In a country like Syria, owning a home is a massive asset. It's not just shelter, it's a form of wealth. Her money could also help him start a business or secure a stable income. He knows he's not getting to the West, so this is plan B. Use the cash cow to build a life where he can be somebody. Once he's set up, house renovated, business running, he'll be seen as a valuable man in his community. That's when he'll marry a Syrian woman, have babies with someone who fits the culture and expectations. He'll have everything he needs, and she'll be left with nothing. He'll ghost her without hesitation. It's happened to plenty of Western women before, used emotionally and financially, then abandoned. She'll eventually return to Canada confused and heartbroken, while he enjoys the comfortable life she paid for, and she'll never see him or her money again. I could see this happening. I could definitely buy into that. He's using her. He gets all the benefits, she gets nothing. He's setting up his life for when she dies. That's pretty much what's happening here. It's sad that she doesn't realize it, or it's sad that she doesn't even care. Halloween's fugitive Badusi said, I haven't taken insulin in a while. Girl, we could tell. I feel like I asked this yesterday, but how long can one live without taking insulin and eating however the fuck they want? And maybe that's why she's turning purple. And Pete's will be waiting with open arms. Yes. He loves him some Chantal. I don't know why. Well, I guess because he has no other options, probably. This is the best he could do. I mean, who else would sleep on his My Little Pony sheets? She has no medical now, no medicine for her diabetes. She has zero rights as a woman in Syria. What was she thinking? She thinks she made a good decision. This will be her end in Syria. Syria was just a civil war. Now she is hiding there. All right, let's play this clip.
The war. But now it's finished.
No, I'm not afraid of that at all. If it
Yes, Eric said you could say, don't shit on me and call it a mud mask. I love it.
was that bad, if it was that dangerous, they would cancel the flights. Yeah, I'm here. I thought people would have thought that. You know.
There is AC here, but you have to buy it
Lucky, I think your butt is talking to us.
as an inverter. So it will be selling energy.
Yeah, I would feel bad running a huge AC like in the middle of it's like a luxury, like a super luxury in a place where a lot of people are just happy to.
People use here usually fans.
Yeah.
You would not feel bad. You can't. They give you like 4 hours a day of electricity, right?
On the ceiling or on the floor, on the table.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe no, there's not any limit. No more stalkers unless they fly to Syria. Well, you never know, teardrop. Miss will scare you. Well, I mean, not really. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna.
Not really.
I had, we had the SUV, AC constantly, shisha, every food imaginable, Talibat. I'm indestructible. I don't know about that. There's a lot of flights to Syria. Yes. For me, I think the best way, because it's still a bit unstable and they do postpone, cancel a lot of flights. And if you take a flight to Damascus Airport, I heard from other travelers that you need to pay an expensive visa fee. But if you take a lot of people take the route where you go from Beirut directly to the land border in Syria, I didn't have to pay a visa fee or anything.
I don't know. It sounds like she got in some shady sort of way, and I probably wouldn't have announced it to the internet, but whatever. I guess keep doing what you're doing, Foodie. Oh, it's beautiful. Wow. She left Canada for this. I can't imagine. This is Syria decimated by almost 14 years of conflict, economic deterioration, and displacement. There are over 17 million who need humanitarian assistance. They've endured loss, destruction, poverty, famine, and many overlapping crises. Sure, Chantal, everything's fine there. Wow. Living the literal stone, right? She wants to die. She just wants to die.
Now finished.
That's sad. She has nothing to live for. Anyways, however you think your life is going right now, at least you didn't waddle your way into a war zone for a man with a 1-inch penis. So you're doing amazing. And I don't know, this is just one of those days again where I feel like we need to be grateful for what we have, right? We need to be grateful. Whether you think you live in the best place, the worst place, at least you have a roof over your head. At least there's not missiles flying over your head. At least you know how you're going to feed your children tonight. So let's be grateful for our lives today. I'm praying for the people of Syria. This sounds horrible. The women and children, I pray for better things for you. I really do. I really do. I think that's all I have right now, you guys. If Foodie comes back live, I can snipe. I know this afternoon I have to go out to LA, so if it's this afternoon, I probably can't. And then tomorrow morning, I have another MRI. Woohoo! But you guys, tomorrow morning may be interesting because I have to take an Ativan because I don't do well with these tests. So I have to take it. I think he said take it. Well, I thought he said to take it an hour before. So, anyways, I might do a live stream. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I really don't. If I can pull it off and the Ativan doesn't knock me on my ass before the MRI, I'll try and pull off a stream. If not, I'll just come back tomorrow afternoon. But I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for all the membership milestones. So many of you have been with me for a while now, and I want to thank you for that. Through all the highs and lows, thank you for believing in me and sticking it through. I'll forever be grateful for you for that. Give me 1 second. Secret Squirrel, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm trying to pull up all the member milestones so I could thank you guys. Thank you so much for being a member for 30 months. And I really need to know what you do to get your hair looking like that because you have the best hair I've ever seen in my life. For the people, thank you for being a member for a year. We think you're hilarious and love having you part of our chat. Secret Squirrel, thank you for the super chat. Be kind. Thank you for being a member for 25 months. That's insane. Tia, and thank you for being a member for 37 months. I love you. Thank you to my amazing mods, Crazy Munch members, and I will see you in the next live stream. Goodbye, everybody.